let me ask you, what do you think is like the hardest part about being a beekeeper?
Oh, the hardest part so far is getting over getting stung. You know, I got a homie up in Jersey. He got a little apiary. An apiary is what you call like a bee farm, basically. But he got an apiary called Be About It Farms, and my bad. And he just been he kind of like an OG to me, because he been just been telling me how to really grow into a good beekeeper. And he was telling me to start taking the gloves off and start feeling the bees, and start getting used to getting stung. You know what I'm saying? Like getting close to them. So that's kind of been the hardest part. Is to start growing, because I spent all last year wearing gloves, and this year is like, I'm only using gloves part time, and I'm trying to take off my gear and really get to know the bees more. Because I feel like I know I'm pretty good now, but now I want to like, get more intimate with them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I can relate to that a little bit because I got some chickens, and it's like I've been all gloves on with them, but I feel like that's kind of like a barrier. You know what I'm saying? Like when
Yeah,
I pick
yeah,
them up
yeah.
and move them around, so I kind of got to take the gloves off sometime to get, like you say, more intimate with them. Just make sure I wash my hands. But man, it's been so long since I got stung by a bee. You know, it put that fear in you. I got stung by a bee about 20 years. I don't want that.
Man, it's been about 3 days for me, man.
Right,
But it's
right.
it the scary part, like how one bee gets you like, but like once you like when you first being a beekeeper and your population of the bees start booming, you know, it can be scary when like you open up the hive and you got thousands of eyes looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Literally, and when they get aggressive sometimes they get mad, like it can be just like on the movie sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because I was on your page and it was one video. It looked at like a swarm of bees. Like the angle you had, I never seen it. It was like you was in the middle of the swarm. It was like 1,000 bees. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm gonna share it so they can see it though. It's a crazy video. I never seen that angle. It's like being in the middle of a tornado or something.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like, beekeeping, it's an ancient African art, and they say, if it's a swarm, if you get a swarm in your backyard or if you catch a swarm or something, it's like a message from the ancestors or they want you to do something, you know. And I didn't know this before I started doing this, but the crazy thing with the bees is, man, like it looked crazy on the outside, but when you inside of that, like when you beekeeping, you kind of get like this zen kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really trying to pay attention to them and you're really being careful, and not just slamming things down, trying to make sure you don't kill any bees because you're gonna kill them anyway, but trying to kill as little as possible. Like it really take you to another state, kind of similar to yoga. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a wild thing, and I don't experience it every time, but about 30% of the time I experience that, man. Is really it's something. It's really therapy.
Yeah, man, you hit the nail on the head in so many ways. Cause I could say, like I keep reiterating, like I'm working with these chickens and growing food. You look at food differently, man. When you got
Yeah.
to grow it yourself, you got to start it from a seed, or you get it from 1 day old out the egg, and you got to pamper it and nurture it so it can create that product that you need instead of just going to the store and buying it. It
Yeah.
just puts you in a whole nother realm. And like you mentioned, our ancestors in Africa, I've been to Egypt like 7 times. I take groups to Egypt, and you can see the bee is one of their main, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
insects that they talk about and stuff. So it's deeper than just that little nuisance that's flying around us and messing up our
Right.
barbecue. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
Nah, it's deeper than that. Cause what's crazy is like the honey you get from the store ain't real, man. I don't know how else to say it. Like unless you going and getting your honey from like a store that's sourcing it from somebody down the street, or you getting it from somebody like me that you can talk to, you know what I'm saying? like the difference is crazy. Like it's really wild. Like I can't even really explain the difference. So I understand how, our ancestors around the world will revere that creature because like it's making honey. Like it's a wild thing to think about. Like this, you gotta go through all these bee stings, but when you taste it, it's like, man, it was really worth it. And the
Yeah,
smell,
yeah.
man, like that's what I'm saying. It's therapeutic, man. Like it's the whole experience because like you can taste the honey, you can smell the honey, you can smell the bees, you can feel the stickiness of them living. I mean, it's beekeeping, man. It's really like, you know, it's something I think a lot of people should get into.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's deep because I noticed, like, I was watching some, and I think they were saying, like, basically, say if somebody grows some oranges in Florida, they pick them, then they put them in the bag, then they send them to the factory, then they put them on the truck. So by the time we kind of get them, you know what I'm saying, the nutrients and
Mm-hmm.
the freshness, it
It's
ain't
gone.
100%. So like I said earlier, I travel back and forth to like Africa a lot. So a lot of times, a lot of the fruit and stuff that I get out there is right up the street, and they bringing it. You getting it like the same day, so you can smell the fruit, you can taste the fruit. There's not as many
Mm-hmm.
chemicals on the fruit. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to the honey, I've been to Ethiopia like maybe like 5 times. They supposed to have some of the best honey in the world. I tried it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
just to try to explain it, like you were saying, like this ain't even real. You ain't even had that straight drop yet. You feel me?
Right. You can't even explain it. You gotta just taste it,
Right.
man.
You can explain it. Try explaining what a banana tastes like to a person that never had one. That is almost impossible.
It's impossible, man. There's nothing to compare it to. It tastes like a motherfucking banana.
Right, right, right.